Hello everyone, I'm Yash Pratap Singh Shekhawat and I started my journey with Dronah as an architectural intern and progressed to an associate conservation architect in last 13 years. In May 2020, the DPR for Sisodiya Rani Ka Bagh was assigned to Dronah, wherein I was involved as an associate conservation architect. Located at the eastern end of the picturesque valley of Purana Ghat, or better known as Ghat Ki Guni in Jaipur, the Sisodiya Rani Palace and Garden is a rare example of Mughal Rajput planning. The entire complex, with the palace structure of Sisodiya Rani and the stepped gardens, contributes most significantly to the entire heritage precinct of Ghat Ki Guni. Dronah has been involved in the conservation efforts for Ghat Ki Guni for past 11 years. A video dedicated to Ghat Ki Guni project is available in the Dronah project's Process People and Places series. Sisodiya Rani Ka Bagh was created by Savai Jai Singh II in 1710 CE for his Ranawat queen, who was a princess from Udaipur, Mewar, which was ruled by Sisodiya clan, and hence it is known as Sisodiya Rani Ka Bagh. The Sisodiya princess was married on the condition that she will be the chief queen and her son will succeed Savai Jai Singh II irrespective of his seniority among other children. The Vishnu temple across the garden was constructed later by Sisodiya Rani in memory of her husband Savai Jai Singh II. The garden complex was declared as a protected monument in May 2012 by Department of Archaeology and Museums of Rajasthan. Over past 2 decades, the Sisodiya Rani Ka Bagh became a famous destination for wedding receptions, affecting the wildlife in adjoining sanctuary. The DPR made in 2020 is based on court order with Forest Department objecting and stopping all events and loud music since last 2 years. So the tourism development proposals are planned only 8 am to 8 pm with ambient use, with no light, with no loud music, and all greenery and wildlife pack. Extensive historic research and site surveys were undertaken to determine the monsoon garden typology elements, as well as later interventions in historic fabric. The garden and palace architecture represents Jaipur architecture at its best with varying roof designs, cusped arches, and slender columns. The garden is divided into 3 terraces and charbagh in the lowest level garden, with the palace at the highest end on the 4th terrace. The palace has an elongated shape and the octagonal towers in corners facing the roadside with graceful upper chhatris. The entire internal masonry surface of the palace is finished in araish and decorated completely with paintings. The facade of this palace is covered with late 18th to early 19th century style wall paintings on the Krishna Leela theme with some folk tales and hunting scene. Condition assessment was carried out for the built form of the garden and the palace. Structural distresses were observed in the retaining walls with bulging and rising dampness in the upper levels of garden. Vegetative growth, loosening of plaster, efflorescence, abrasion of floor, missing elements and algae deposits on surfaces were some of the minor issues identified to carry out the restoration works. However, the palace observes earth settlement with minor cracks running across the complete building. Effects of dampness and water seepage were also observed, damaging the artwork created on interior and exterior wall surfaces of the palace. The araish on the internal wall surfaces also required repair works at several places. Proposals were created in the DPR to restore the built form to its former glory. Sisodiya Rani Bagh is a rare amalgamation of Rajput Mughal garden planning. The tourism and landscape proposal aims to recreate the ambience of a Rajput royal ladies' monsoon garden. The palace is proposed to be developed as a lifestyle gallery depicting the use of spaces in its originality by the former Queen of Jaipur through the use of appropriate furniture and hyper-realistic mannequins. The visitor circulation is proposed to start experiencing the site from the highest end of the palace and further various terraces of the garden complex. The visitor then exits from the lowest level garden to enter into the zone of food and souvenir kiosks. Our landscape consultant Shweta Kadam will take you through the design proposal in the coming series. I am looking forward to finishing the conservation work with EDMA and Dronah team so garden regains its lost glory. Thank you.